Afternoon, Ralph.
Afternoon.
Obviously, desperately disappointing opening weekend for you, result and performance, but have you seen a good positive reaction amongst your players back in training this week?
Yeah, I think we had an intense week, busy week, and I think everybody knows that we can do it much better than we did it after 60 minutes in Burnley. Till that moment, it was a similar game to the season before, where it was very long, very tight, and with less chances on both sides, and then we scored. This time the opponent scored, and then the last 30 minutes we didn't do what we were supposed to do, and finally I think that was the reason why we were very critical with ourselves and tried to show ourselves that we can do it much better and force a reaction for the next weekend, and I'm sure that we will show a reaction.
What have the players said to you since the game, and how have they reacted in training differently perhaps to how you thought they would?
No, I think they saw also that to win a game in the Premier League, it is important that if you make mistakes, that we try to help each other after making mistakes. Even after the first goal, it's not finished, but then we gave it away in an easy way. Second and third goal killed the game, and this is always very important to keep the game alive and to give yourself a chance to come back. It's not easy there to come back in the game, but we could have the chance if we stayed focused and if we played like in the first 60 minutes, and we didn't. But I think in the end, it were two easy mistakes, and then this game was gone. We tried to push the game away in the beginning of the week, cancel the day off, tried to analyze and to work in our mind that we can focus from Tuesday on the new game. So that's the reason why I don't want to speak too much about the old game. Let's focus on the new one and on the new weekend now. And I think the challenge is big enough. So it's useful to take all the energy we have to focus on this game.
Southampton weren't one of the biggest spenders over the course of the summer, and you didn't recruit a large number of new faces. How pleased are you so far with the players that you have brought to the club?
I think in what the options we have, I think we made the most out of it. To be honest, we know that it is not so easy for us to get players in. They are possible for us to buy and help us immediately. So what we tried to do was to bring young players in. They have good talent, and we want to work with them hard that they get better and better. And I think that takes time. That doesn't. It's not a transfer for one day for the next day, but I think it's after a few time working with us, you can see a development in a good way. And I think this is the way we want to go. And I think it's the only alternative we have in this club. We try to sell players, and with this money we try to get players. And as you see, the prices are rising in the Premier League. But for us, we are happy with the players we got. We know that they fit perfect to our philosophy, to our shape. And now it's about us to make them better. Now it's about us to adapt them to our game. That will take a little time. Shea Adams has the advantage that he was here from the beginning, so he could work 6 weeks with us. The other two guys that were coming now, they will take a little bit longer now to be with us. But that's also nothing surprising.
In terms of players going out, though, that's still a possibility because the European transfer windows are open. Has there been any developments with regards Mario or Fraser or Guido or some of the players that have been linked with moves away?
There's still a lot of possibilities for the players. Most of them maybe on loan, but I think the best thing for the players and for us would be if there is something permanently, and because it helps both sides more. Still a way to go in the transfer period, in the European transfer period. And then let's have a look what happens.
How many players do you think could still potentially leave permanently on loan? Is it one or two, or maybe 4 or 5?
I don't know. Let's have a look. as always, the most important thing is that is the best for us, and for the players. And if you find a package what is for three sides the best, so also for the club who wants to have the player, then transfers can happen. Otherwise, they stay here.
And if these players don't get any moves, are you still open to welcome them back into the squad? Someone like Mario, perhaps, who's been quite vocal over the course of the summer. If he doesn't get the move he wants, is he still got a future here at Southampton?
In a moment, I want to be more focused on the players I work with than on the players they are having other future in their mind. So let us concentrate. Or my job in the moment is to concentrate on the players they are here and I'm working with the whole week because I think we have other things to focus on.
Up next, Liverpool, and obviously a team that were in action last night, 120 minutes. When you were sat watching that last night, were you quite happy thinking that their players maybe a little bit more tired ahead of the weekend?
I heard also the message from Jürgen that he thought that we will celebrate that they played 120 minutes. I was happy that they were playing longer, but mostly because of the reason that I have more pictures to show my players. So that was the reason why I was happy. And I don't have to tell you the stats of Liverpool. I think last year they played 13 times during the week, in the week, and then in the weekend, I think from these 13 games, they won 11 and draw 2. So I think this team has so much quality, and Jürgen tries to put maybe a little bit of excuse in the fitness from his players, but I think he doesn't have to. They have so much quality, and it's not a problem for them after 120 minutes on the Wednesday to come here and to make a good game. But it's really not interesting me, but because I think what we want to show is that we want to show a reaction. I think that my players really like to show up and to show that we can be a more difficult to play opponent than we were last week, and I think this is the goal we have.
So you don't think that the players at all will be affected by the extra time, and of course they're travelling from Istanbul to England and preparation less than 72 hours.
Yeah, but I think in the modern football, and especially this big team, so they get used to it, and we are in the beginning of the season, so it doesn't really mean that they are tired or something like that. So I'm not. I expect the best possible Liverpool team that you can imagine, and for this best possible team, we are preparing, and that's the only way we want to go.
Were you surprised that Jürgen didn't make more signings over the course of the summer?
No, because he has moment his best team in Europe or maybe in the world. So it's also for him not so easy to bring players in. They are better than the players that he has. So I was absolutely clear. When there is a team that nearly has no weakness in it, so then what do you want to have? Only signing for signing, it doesn't make any sense. So I understand it completely.